I can finally confirm that this year's Australian Grand Prix is off.
This is a race we always look forward to, and we're sorry not to have it.
All the freight is being packed up. Does it go to Bahrain? Nobody knows.
I can't see us starting this season until May or June at the earliest.
Sporting event after sporting event is falling foul of this.
Bahrain is now off.
The Monaco Grand Prix will not happen this year.
Another race gone.
What the f*** was that?
James, it's Valtteri.
There's something loose between my legs.
You mean like forever? I don't know.
Tripping major nutsack.
Come on! No more radio for the rest of the race.
Hello everyone and welcome along to the Reserve Drivers season finale as we look back on the highs.
Pierre Gasly wins the Italian Grand Prix. Sergio Perez, wow, what a race. Lewis Hamilton is a 7-time champion of the world.
And the lows of the 2020 F1 season. I'm Tim McDonald and joining me as always,
This guy is such a salute. What is wrong with him?
Look at this clown.
Luke Rocker, welcome along.
I'll take clown any day, Timmy boy. Good to see you in the flesh.
1.5 metres, 1.5
sorry.
metres.
The last time you and I were this close to each other, well, we can't talk about it, but...
The stewards are investigating. We'll leave it at that. Let's go to the video. What? No, we don't have that. Great to be in the same studio as you. Great to be doing an episode. Regular viewers might have noticed that we've been a little bit missing in action over the last couple of months. But a big thank you to our replacements who filled in for us throughout the season.
Anyway, yes, you are.
They did a really good job. Hey, look, say what you will about Carlos and Lando, Lukey boy.
Those two are as close as as close as you can get, aren't they? Between work folk, between teammates or whatever.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Martin. And what a way to kickstart the finale of 2020. Lukey boy, your highlights from 2020?
I'm sorry.
Can we get Carlos and Lando in? All right. Let's get a temperature check. Let's get a temperature check on you, Lukey boy. Multi-H7, position 6. That's not a good start. Not a good start to the season review. We've got to get things moving, though, Lukey boy. We've got a big-name guest standing by.
Watch out.
I'm speaking to you as an adult.
Looking forward to catching up with you, Damon Hill, a little bit later in the show. Of course, sadly, this is our last show for 2020, Lukey boy.
Yes, boys!
Yes, boys! Oh my God, yes!
I wish it was less.
And the show hasn't even started yet, and I'm already wishing it was less.
Yeah, are you having a heart attack right now? Because you are flying high.
I'm going to self-temperature check. So for the final time this year, make sure you hit subscribe. Just so you do not miss a single minute of the Reserve Drivers. And for the last time this year, leave us a comment in the comments below. We've loved all of your feedback in 2020.
It's not a very funny joke.
This is the worst thing I've seen ever. I'm really struggling with those knobs.
I hope you get sunburnt, you two.
Hey, look, try and stay positive, everyone, all right? I know we've been trying to stay negative this year, but try and stay positive in the comments at least.
And the award for longest intro ever goes to Tim. That was a mega intro, Tim.
Let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into some of the big talking points of 2020.
Probably not the biggest piece of news you'll ever hear today.
Righto, Timbo. Where do we start?
Let's start with at the beginning.
Actually, can I get that temperature gauge?
Of course, the season kicked off, Lukey boy, in horrible fashion.
How are you feeling about your team clothing?
Sorry, not AlphaTauri. That is horrible fashion, but not AlphaTauri. This horrible fashion.
Karun and I here in our cool white shirts.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. Coronavirus, COVID-19, and we hope that you and your family have been safe throughout 2020.
Of course, the season was heavily impacted by COVID, but thankfully, all the drivers were staying negative.
Positive comments this weekend. We need to always be positive. I think it was a positive Friday. I think overall it was a positive day. Things are looking relatively positive. That's looking positive.
Thankfully, though, there was one driver remaining negative all season.
That felt fantastic. It was like a victory for us. This is the worst race of the year.
He was negative all year. Valtteri Bottas. Well done on a COVID-safe season.
Hey, I reckon, Tim, just call me crazy, but next year might be Valtteri's year. I've just got a feeling. I think it's next year.
I thought you made that prediction this year. Of course, everyone in 2020, Lukey boy, was socially distancing. They were still within 1.5 metres of each other, so technically that's a cluster. And it wasn't just people socially distancing this year, Lukey boy.
Now, Tim, this was your big discovery. You've got a fine eye for detail.
Well, there's been no tyre-to-tyre transmission, Lukey boy, despite the fact that the only people who weren't socially distancing on the weekend were the tyres. We had a laugh and we put it behind us.
Okay.
In a reserve drivers exclusive, I can reveal that senior executives high up in Formula One are listening to our show and they're taking action.
The soft tyre, the fastest tyre, but how long will it hold up?
They've socially distanced. The tyres are socially distancing. We did it.
We are causing ripple waves through the F1 world.
Of course, we're all grappling with new technology, Lukey boy. We're all on Zoom. We're all on Skype. Karun was on the Skypad.
He's got clearly a bit of margin. Oh, the Skypad seems to have stalled a little bit. Yeah, unfortunately. I appear to have lost control of the Skypad.
Yeah, that was a 5-place grid penalty for a plasma change at the Skypad, Karun.
Hey, it wasn't all doom and gloom though, because with no on-track racing, we uncovered
esports, Lukey boy. The whole paddock turned to esports. Our very own Nico Vlogsberg had a go.
It's corner after corner after corner. Bazzi, wait, careful. I'm answering the questions. Careful! Bazzi! I'm nearly done. I was actually finished.
Is his career over? Is Nico Vlogsberg's esports career over? Quite possibly, Lukey boy. Although he wasn't our favourite esports driver of the year, Lukey boy. That man is the one and only Danny Berezne of Hungary. If you're not familiar with Danny's work, enjoy.
Hi everyone, it's Danny here, the esports rider of AlphaTauri Racing Orland. Approaching turn 1 where we brake just after the 100-meter board, have a late apex and focus on the exit. Keep in mind to open the RS for the long camel straight. Drink a coffee, read a book, listen to your favorite song and sing it as well. Maximum speed, approaching Puhon, which is my favorite turn of the entire F1 race calendar. Use all the track again. The tires start to really overheat by now, so don't overdrive your car. Focus on the exit once again.
Of course, COVID safety measures swept the Formula One paddock.
Ted's still, unfortunately, due to restrictions, not allowed in the pit lane.
Nothing to do with COVID, Lukey boy. That's part of an ongoing court battle involving Ted Kravitz. Good luck to you in that one, Ted. Hey, even Anthony Davidson, he was keeping socially distanced.
Guys, you seem to have the speed in the car. Really good for you to join us here at the socially distanced Skypad.
Again, not socially distanced. That's just how close people want to get to Anthony Davidson, all right? They're happy to keep 1.5 metres away from Ant. If you do need to keep socially distanced, just remember it's 1.5 Anthony Davidsons. That's the length you need to keep distance.
Everyone's short of height. Abuse Tim in the comments.
With everyone locked down, Lukey boy, we were looking for things to do at home.
Well, watching the reserve drivers.
Yeah, well, not by our view figures.
No.
People didn't do that. One thing people did do was meditation.
Oh.
Nico Vlogsberg had a go.
6:45 in the morning, and my first challenge that I'm taking on is meditation.
His second challenge was trying to get in a reference to his World Championship victory. How did he do it?
Meditation. And meditation actually was a big part of me becoming world champion.
There it is. Well done, Nico Vlogsberg. Not really a challenge. Always have to get that in.
He does not miss out. He never misses out.
He wasn't the only one meditating, Lukey boy. The Renault boys tried it earlier in the year. Trouble is, they tried it on track. Luke and I even tried visualising watching the Spanish Grand Prix.
Of course, the big thing we were doing with our hands.
Talking, although that might just be the Italian in you.
Sanitizing.
We were all sanitizing. In fact, an Italian team even brought out a sanitizer.
Here we are at Ferrari. Look, they've even got their own Ferrari branded hand sanitizer.
Kills 99.9% of careers, Licky boy. It's a fantastic hand sanitizer. They weren't the only ones. Our very own smooth operator, Simon Lazenby, was sanitizing.
Who literally became a smooth operator.
Top man, thanks, Daniel. We'll let you go. We'll do another seat wipe here. Cool. Am I doing it again?
Thanks.
Part-time presenter.
Nothing against you, mate.
Part-time
I do get sweaty, it's all right.
It's brown.
There's still humour in the paddock, which is good to see.
Luckily, Jensen Button assured us that there was humour.
Although Simon made the grave mistake when you're sanitising.
And, you know, I sat on the wet wipe as well. Look at that. Sat on the wet wipe. At least I've got a clean bum. Let's go to the Skypad.
Right, onto the serious stuff, hey, Karun.
Simon talking about his clean bum, was it?
That's all I heard.
So just before Karun lost control of the Skypad, Lazenby lost control of his bow.
Of course, along with the sanitising, we've all been wearing masks. The driver's wearing masks. The team principal's wearing masks. I think Toto Wolff took it a step too far.
So, Toto, we heard about the 2 positive cases at the team and some others are unavailable. You're a very strong team, got very lots of depth. How do you guys cope this weekend?
There is a great disturbance in the force.
Sorry, that's not the right audio. I think having a couple of audio problems here tonight. That's not the right audio. Although he did go on to say this.
Has there been any more discussions with Lewis about his future?
Yes, you would be a great asset.
Time for a drinks break.
Brought to us by Heineken.
Heineken.
Great beer.
A refreshing beverage.
A refreshing beverage. I only speak in one voice, and that's the voice of Heineken. A refreshing beverage. Big congratulations, Lewis Hamilton.
7-time world champion, broke Michael Schumacher's record for the most victories in Formula One, and he was staying positive all year long.
Oh, it was one of the worst qualifying sessions. It was horrible. Got the time taken away, obviously, which is the first time I've gone wide there the whole weekend. But they said, come in, get a new tyres, and then the red flag came out. So ultimately, I'm starting on the soft tyre, which is not good. Here's probably the worst place to be on pole. You know, both the cars I'm racing against, they're both on the medium tomorrow. So, but nonetheless, I'm going to stay positive.
He's going to stay positive. He's going to stay positive.
Tim, I've decided I'm going to take on Hamilton's attitude next year with our podcast. It's all good fun and games. No, I'm going to be going through our episodes and not taking it easy, not resting on our laurels.
Hey, could you stay positive, do you reckon, for this episode?
Sorry.
We're trying to keep it light. Okay. Speaking of keeping it light, Lukey boy, Hamilton has had part of the Silverstone circuit named after him, the Hamilton Straight. And DC David Coulthard cracked this incredible joke on hearing the news.
Lewis Hamilton, I've heard rumour that they're going to rename Silverstone to Hamilton Stone.
This actually supports my latest bid to get a toilet cubicle named after us at Albert Park. Stay tuned.
Hey, what a year it was for DC, Lukey boy. You drew our attention to a tour he and Mark Webber took at the Red Bull factory. Remember it?
A classic.
I have had a few things in here.
Oh!
What?
DC revealed he had a few in Christian Horner's office, and he had plenty of questions too.
You must have had a in here. Turkey 2010, mate.
Oh, okay. It is all happening in Christian Horner's office between the two of them. I need our viewers to close their eyes now. Anybody who wants to know what it might sound like getting a in Christian Horner's office, maybe this might help.
I mean, you're going to give me a little surface. I think you call this a tickler. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Very Scottish, mate. Your devious mind. There's only one convict here, mate. Little squirt here. Great access there, mate. Well done.
A comprehensive tour of the Red Bull offices.
Hey, we've been recording for a little while now, and I'm surprised you haven't mentioned a certain team.
Well, the big winners of 2020, Lukey boy, undoubtedly the Scuderia. Well done, Ferrari. Where did they end up finishing?
I don't know, but where'd their engine go?
No idea. And look, the season started with some lofty aspirations.
And we clearly are very focused on the ultimate goal, which is victory.
Well, they were focused, Lukey boy. Yep. This was their launch. Or Sebastian Vettel's farewell party. I'm not sure what's going on there.
There's a couple of things that drew my focus in that picture.
That's your ultimate goal. But look, Ferrari was staying 100% focused. I need you to stay focused, mate. Ferrari were 100% focused throughout the year. Sebastian Vettel, he was focused.
Well, tortellini, yes, but I also like eating schnitzel.
They've already ditched him for next year. And I saw this rather concerning ad during the week.
From professionals to amateur drivers, this is open for anyone above the age of 18. Does this sound like you? Race with the best and prove you have what it takes to join this elite team.
They're already advertising his job. The season's not even over yet and they're advertising his job.
Oh, that's a bit cheeky. Hey, I will say this. The only good thing about the season ending means that a Ferrari launch isn't too far away.
And they weren't just launching at the start of the season, Lukey boy. They were having a big song and dance during the year for their 1000th Grand Prix celebrations. Wait till they win a race, Lukey boy. That's going to be unbelievable.
Is that F1 back in the medieval times?
Well, it gets better, Lukey boy, because the pit crew sprung into action. Ferrari celebrated their 1000th Grand Prix with a 1,000-year-old DJ. Was that you, Lukey boy? Was that you doing a bit of DJ down at Ferrari?
To be honest, I'm looking at myself in the mirror in 50 years' time, I reckon. But Tim, a lot of pressure down at the Scuderia.
A lot of pressure on their team boss, Mattia Binotto. And you know your year's not going well when you can't even get into your office.
There's Mattia Binotto. Sorry you had a bad day, Mattia. Oh, this keeping a distance. But as for Toto Wolff's contract, he was telling us after the race that looks like there might be a bit more movement on that.
But the king of not being able to open a door, we enjoyed it this year. The one, the only, Bernie Ecclestone.
Morning, Bernie. Hello. How are you, sir? All right. How do you feel ahead of today?
Tim, I understand the 2022 regulations better than I understand what was going on there.
Hey, he was socially distancing from reality. Well done, Bernie Ecclestone. From one Italian team to another, Lukey boy, AlphaTauri, or to use their correct pronunciation,
AlphaTauri, 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 AlphaTauri.
Well said.
One of those was right, at least. What a year they had, their first win since this.
Unbelievable. Sebastian, congratulations. We'll come back to you in a second for further thoughts.
And that's how COVID-08 started, Lukey boy.
Yeah, someone will get a temperature gauge on him.
AlphaTauri, their first win since 2008.
La victoire de Pierre Gasly! Victoire de Pierre Gasly!
He was in Italy too.
At Monza at their home Grand Prix, and who better to lead the celebrations than team principal Franz Tost?
I'm hoping there's going to be a big party tonight, led by you, Franz.
No, there's no party. Especially not led by me, because I have now to go to a meeting.
Actually, I've got to get to a meeting, Lukey boy. Can we hurry through this?
Listen, don't you start making jokes. I want to do the reserve drivers' Christmas party. You shut that down.
You'd already decided on a dress code.
Karun and I here in our cool white shirts.
Everyone was celebrating AlphaTauri's historic victory, Lukey boy, and we mean everyone.
Everybody hugging each other, everybody in tears. Franz Tost hugging all the guys from Honda as well. Even the guy who does their COVID tests.
Formula One, keeping COVID safe in 2020.
An amazing victory by Pierre.
And after the win, he had no words.
I've got no words. I have no words, and you know, this team have done so much for me. They gave me my first opportunity in F1, they gave me my first podium, now they are giving me my first win. It's crazy, honestly, it's just crazy, and I'm so happy, I can't thank them enough.
49, the magic number.
He had more words than Danny Kvyat had points, Lukey boy.
He also had more tenure than Daniel.
Well done, Pierre Gasly. A breakout year at AlphaTauri. And what does he put his success down to? Ted Kravitz found out.
Oh, this is Pri Samela, who is Pierre's physio. So Pri deserves a lot of credit for the head job he's done on Pierre Gasly to be so good.
We should get a temperature gauge on Pierre after that.
Let's take a look. No, we don't.
In a reserve drivers exclusive.
Okay, we've got to move on. Got to move on. Team principal Franz Tost took Ted Kravitz on an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour of the AlphaTauri factory.
Here you do not need to film, yeah? We are coming back here.
Look at the array of drill bits here. I mean, this is just... Oh, these drill bits, lovely. Oh, look at that big boy.
This is a meeting room. In this company, energy doesn't cost anything.
Minardi was always in Faenza and...
You see there's a red light. We must wait until all doors are closed, until we get the green light. Takes a little bit now.
Bernie Ecclestone was more comfortable going through a door than Franz Tost, Lukey boy. Actually, can we just go back to some of those drill bits? I reckon Pri Samela's been involved in some of those, Lukey boy. Difficult decision for AlphaTauri, Gasly or Kvyat. Which one to keep? I believe this is how they decided.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
In a reserve drivers exclusive, one more for the road, we have exclusive footage of Daniel Kvyat receiving the news he was being sacked.
Hello, everyone. So I guess we are live now. So, okay.
Of course, Danny Kvyat isn't the only driver leaving Formula One for good at the end of 2020, Lukey boy. Yeah. Danny Kvyat, Romain Grosjean, Kevin Magnussen. So we at the reserve drivers have put together this touching tribute.
Time to say goodbye.
I think I didn't drive too well.
You said on Twitter yesterday that you did a big poo.
People don't give a The most difficult is scrubbing this Yours looks like a ferret in surgery.
This is the worst thing I've seen ever.
The car couldn't handle my big balls.
Suck my balls, mate.
I'm the best.
To be fair, I've been positive all year long.
Idiot.
Me.
Getting a massive headache. What the was that?
What the was that? I almost killed someone.
They want to kill us or what?
You will wake up my bear.
I don't give a.
Okay, I'm done.
That was stupid.
And waste my fucking time for bullshit.
This is the worst experience I've ever had in any race car, ever.
Yeah, I'm lost for words.
Valet.
What are we going to do next year? Without him?
Shorter episodes, Lukey boy.
Tim, big milestone, 70 years of Formula One.
And this year we heard some amazing historic Formula One stories, starting with this one from Mark Webber.
My dad had a motorbike dealership, so I had exposure to petrol and engines from 5 or 6 years of age.
Explains a lot that Mark Webber was exposed to petrol as a young child. But one of my favourite anecdotes from 70 years of Formula One, Lukey boy, is Mika Häkkinen refusing to comment on an incident between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg.
What did you think of the incident?
Well, I would not like to comment too much. I think it's better to drivers to really to give them a personal opinion. But there's a big motions going on for sure about the situation. Motor racing is like that, you know. Things happening, incidents are happening. But I felt that when the racing has to be fair, safety issues in the mind that way you don't hurt anybody. When I started with the David Coulthard, it's always tough with the teammates. But still, you know, better not to say too much.
But by far my favourite anecdote of 2020, this anniversary season, belongs to one Dr. Helmut Marko.
Overs Haus von der Gysi.
Wer ist das?
So eine Dame, die sehr viel Einschulung übernommen hat.
That might explain Dr. Helmut Marko's steely resolve.
He might have been giving a bit of special advice, if you know what I mean.
Wouldn't be the first layoff he's given. Anyone who's familiar with the show has known about my long campaign to out Dr. Helmut Marko as a Bond villain. I guess now it's more of a bondage villain.
2020 was another amazing year of Formula One commentary, Lukey boy.
Tim watches Formula One for the commentary. It's both tragic yet triumphant.
And my favourite example of Formula One commentary came from this practice session involving Crofty and Ted Kravitz. Enjoy.
Ricardo's still stuck in the garage. Hasn't done any laps, not even a formation lap. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has he done even a formation lap?
This is Ocon's third lap.
No, sorry, Ricardo.
Ricardo, this is his first lap.
No, he's stuck in the garage, so he has done a formation lap.
Yeah,
sorry.
he has.
Okay, so they are, yes.
No, he hasn't done a formation lap.
Does it say 0 or 1?
It doesn't say anything.
Okay, good, right. Well, then, yeah.
Someone's taken away my timing page 4.
To be fair, I could see how the communication would be warped when Ted's halfway on the other side of the track in the grandstand by himself.
At least they're communicating, Lukey boy, which is more than we can say for Paul di Resta at Sky Race Control in 2020.
Hulkenberg is getting closer to Leclerc as well. Paul di Resta.
I wasn't coming in with anything, Crofty.
In which case then, I'm hearing things in my ears that were wrong.
I'm actually quite surprised because usually di Resta's pretty handy on a radio.
The radio didn't fucking work. Radio doesn't work.
What I love about Paul di Resta, Lukey boy, he's incredibly succinct.
Is he succinct?
He's very succinct.
Very succinct.
Might be the most succinct.
Love a succinctness.
Someone who's not quite as succinct, Jenson Button.
Pick me a winner then, lads. We've not got much time.
Pick you a winner? Wow, that's a tricky one. I mean, I don't know.
Not only is he not succinct, he's got no idea what he's talking about.
And he just derails the broadcast.
Speaking of derailing the broadcast, another wonderful season.
Say no more.
Another wonderful season for Martin Brundle.
Think knife,
butter and jam.
Can any of the others get amongst them today?
No.
Risk of rain 40%.
So that's a 60% chance of sunshine then, isn't it? A day late and $1 short. Lick the stamp and post the letter, but the post office was closed. Like a toboggan, like a donkey, like an octopus, fighting an octopus. 2 pedals in these cars. The right makes it go and the left makes it stop. Down to the first corner, which is quickly followed by turns 2 and 3. Then turn 4, followed by 5. You won't be surprised to hear.
6 next.
It is.
Martin, take us through the rest of this lap.
Yeah. Downhill here. No name corner, horrible corner. 11's not an important corner. 12's the long right-hander. Curve. It's a noun. A stone edging to a pavement or raised path. I like to see the drivers driving the cars. I can't believe how excited I am to even just be allowed to walk. Text my wife, have we been drinking? Who crosses the line first is the winner.
Hey, if we're talking about favourite moments of the year, this is definitely one of them. I want to talk about one of the great Haas characters, and this is a man we haven't seen in a long time. It's the Haas Media Manager Man.
Famous for standing in the background of Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen's press conferences.
Now, K-Mag is interviewed post-race. There's a little bit of a disturbance from the helicopter noise up top, and just take a look at how the Haas Media Manager Man sorts the situation.
Perfect timing, Kevin. Thanks for turning up. Do you want to go away? Kev, you guys rolled the dice. You played a brilliant...
Now, Tim, that is a man who is in charge of making sure the drivers don't do anything too provocative or outlandish. And he's just provoked an airstrike.
Kev, you guys rolled the dice. You played a brilliant...
One of our segments this year generated quite a bit of heat, Lukey boy.
Get the temperature gun out.
So for the final time this year, it's time for...
Like a fruit machine at an arcade.
Like Pavlov's dog, like a ferret in surgery. Like the inside of a ball of mozzarella cheese.
Like an octopus, fighting an octopus.
Almost like asking a goat to remain within jabbing distance of a T-Rex.
What's the old phrase, Crofty?
I've got balls, but none of them is crystal. It's like a caged tiger. It's like a quiet boy.
Like a whale.
Like he's got razor blades on his elbows.
Metaphorically, doesn't he?
Meta Formula One. It broke the internet. We were getting, 1, 2, 3 comments. Loving it.
Look, like a reserve drivers podcast with a couple of comments. Meta Formula One took the world by storm. Some amazing Formula One action on track this year, Lukey boy. But some even better Meta Formula One action off track. Here are some of our favourite moments.
Like a tin opener.
Like a kangaroo.
It's like juggling balls whilst you're on a moving plate.
Nice analogy.
Like some sort of factory chimney. It's like making an exit out of the world's largest underwater theme park.
Like a toboggan. Like an airplane.
Like a grandma. Like you're running on a treadmill.
The cat and mouse situation. Mercedes have 2 dogs in the fight.
Like an octopus, fighting an octopus.
It's like offering Leonardo da Vinci the chance to paint by numbers, isn't it? It's like a thoroughbred.
Like a donkey.
Like the inside of a ball of mozzarella cheese. Like a kick in the head.
Like a hair trigger.
Great white shark.
Christmas turkey.
Jazz freestyle.
End of a pencil eraser.
Towing a caravan.
Scolded cat. Leclerc's really standing up in the seat of that Ferrari, isn't he? Metaphorically speaking.
Go back to 2011. Does that ring a bell, Tim?
Yeah, that was the year this episode started. Can we get a move on?
It was Jenson Button's 200th Grand Prix. He's a networker, a people pleaser, and he knows when the big dogs are in the room, you have to schmooze. Just take a look at how quickly Jenson snubs his very attractive girlfriend to mix it with Ross Brawn.
But his championship-winning year in 2009 with Brawn GP remained a career highlight.
And I actually have it on good authority that Jenson skipped his wedding to get the job for Sky Sports.
I have it on good authority that Jenson and Ross Brawn went to a hotel and 9 months later the double diffuser was born. What is going on there? Formula One is a technical sport, Lukey boy, so for the last time in 2020, it's time for a bit of technical talk. It's been an amazing year for technical talk, Lukey boy. Here are some of our favourite moments of commentators explaining the obvious.
2 pedals in these cars. The right makes it go and the left makes it stop.
Turn 13. It's not a straight, it's a curve.
Who crosses the line first is the winner. Just explain to the fans what defaults are.
So they're very complex things.
So what is the MGUK? So it's a motor generator unit. It's a motor and it's a generator.
We have got the German flag running
more or less across the helmet, and the reason being, obviously I'm German.
The team will run a car and put that driver in it, and the driver will drive that car.
Officially, risk of rain, Martin Brundle, 40%.
So that's a 60% chance of sunshine then, isn't it?
The highlight of any year, and I look forward to more of it next year, is when a driver crashes out and they have to take the walk of shame.
Was another record-breaking year, Lukey boy.
And congratulations, you've just broken the record for saying Lukey boy 511 times in one calendar year.
Lewis Hamilton broke the record, I broke the record, and one other man broke a record this year.
Kimi Raikkonen now holds the record for the greatest distance raced in Formula One.
Congratulations,
the Iceman.
Kimi Raikkonen, the elder statesman of Formula One, and he brought a touch of maturity to a difficult 2020 season.
Renault just put all the damn this idiot. Look what the that idiot stupidity. Stop! Late now. Say copy.
It wouldn't be a wrap-up of 2020, Lukey boy, without a look back to this moment.
Just take a look at Daniel Ricciardo post-race at Silverstone.
Well, we'll start with that firstly. You just left the stewards.
Take a good look,
What was to
Tim.
be said? It looked a bit on edge to me.
Now, if you didn't quite pick it up, take another look.
Well, we'll start with that firstly. You just left the stewards. What was to be said? It looked a bit on edge to me.
Looked very on edge to me.
I'm not saying Ricciardo pissed himself, but I am saying he was very excited for finishing P4.
He was finishing P1.
I actually did a bit of research, and I've read this certified scientific journal article that talks about honey badgers urinating for sexual communication and a marking of territory. So all I can say is that if Daniel Ricciardo tries to establish himself at McLaren next year, watch out Lando Norris, okay? Stick to the milk, Lando, because that apple juice ain't apple juice.
One of our favourite features of the Formula One calendar, Lukey boy, Ted's Notebook. And there have been some wonderful examples of the notebook in 2020.
Hiya, welcome back to the Race Notebook.
The stories that matter.
When I tell you about the world's best brownie recipe, natural yogurt. That's the secret. So each team has is a big bubble, and then within that team, they have sub-bubbles. This is Pri. So Pri deserves a lot of credit for the job, the head job he's done.
The most respected views.
And that was not I've said that already.
And the interviews that have everyone talking.
You got into the car, what? What did I think of your showing? Hello. Testing.
It needs to be plugged in.
There was absolutely no intention.
I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to talk to you. But you'll be back in Silverstone too, when I thought your thing was going to... Anyway, well done. I think that's a good place to take a break, don't you? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye, everyone.
Now, I see your technical talk. I see your meta Formula One. I see all that. But I raise you 10-foot boom pole contender of the year.
Celebrating the amazing 10-foot boom poles that were brought into the paddock due to COVID-19.
Yeah, it hasn't all been that bad, has it?
We've been in...
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
This show's been all that bad, to be honest. We've been inundated, and thank you for all your messages with people posting pics of their 10-foot boom poles.
Some we can't show me. Check out that one.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I think Priestamella's got his hands on that one, Lukey boy. Been an amazing year for boom poles, Lukey boy.
And we couldn't pick just one.
So let us know in the comments below which one you think deserves to be our 10-foot boom pole contender of the year. Here are the nominees.
I think you're a busy man.
Look how long it is. Look at the reach on that one.
And look at the position too.
Tyre changes and everything else, but the pace you had at the start, couldn't maintain it.
That was bigger than Danny Kvyat's big balls, Lukey boy. That was an enormous boom pole.
Well, you know what they say. The bigger the Russian balls, the bigger the 10-foot boom pole.
Let's get Toto Wolff up here to respond to that. Toto,
that's an amazing boom pole.
Yeah, through these races, you should be very proud of yourself.
I am. I think
that is a massive 10-foot boom pole, Lukey boy.
Oh, that's got me.
That was so big it was even out of the frame.
Through these races, you should be very proud of yourself.
You know I am, I think.
I think it,
Hang on, red flag it. I need a comfort break.
Session stops. That's all from the reserve drivers in 2020.
My right ass cheek is getting a bit numb.
Thank you to everybody who's commented, viewed, liked, subscribed throughout the year. It's been a tricky one.
So a big thank you for supporting the show in 2020.
And Tim, I'd like to say on a personal level, you mean a lot to me, you mean a lot to the show, and I've actually would like to read from a prepared statement.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to this statement.
No, not that prepared statement.
Yeah, we've only got time for 49 words or less, Lukey boy, so let's keep it brief.
Tim Francis McDonald. A man who's given me so much and yet so little at the same time. Curb. It's a noun. I was exposed to petrol at a young age. Like an octopus, fighting an octopus. And all I can say...
All you can say, you've been speaking for 2.5 hours.
...is Tim, thank you, and I'll see you next year.
And all I can say is, Lukey boy, it's a shame that Sergio Perez is replacing you next year. That's all from the reserve drivers in 2020. And to take us out tonight, a medley of some of our favourite musical moments of 2020. We'll see you next year.
Siete la squadra rossa, appassionati, arreterete mai.